Here is something almost no medical appointment has time to explain. Every night while you sleep, your kidneys are doing some of their most important work. They are filtering your blood, regulating your blood pressure, clearing the metabolic waste that accumulated throughout your entire day. And what you eat in the hour or two before bed has a direct influence on how well that overnight process actually goes. Most kidney conversations focus entirely on what to remove. Less sodium, less potassium, less phosphorus. All of that matters. But there is an equally important and almost never discussed piece: what you can actively add to support your kidneys while they work overnight. Tonight, I am walking you through 8 fruits, all verified as kidney-friendly, that deliver real antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and kidney-supportive benefits, specifically suited to nighttime consumption. Before we start, subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss videos like this. And type in the comments right now, where are you watching from and what time is it? I read every single one. Stay with me through fruit number 8, because it comes with a catch that almost no other video mentions, and it is information you genuinely need before you eat it. How your kidneys actually work. My name is Dr. James Carter. For over 2 decades, I have worked exclusively with senior patients managing cardiovascular disease and complex health conditions. And kidney health comes up in nearly every conversation I have, because the kidneys and the cardiovascular system are not separate systems. They are deeply causally connected. Your kidneys are 2 fist-sized organs sitting below your rib cage on either side of your spine. Together, they filter approximately 200 liters of blood every single day, removing waste, excess fluid, toxins, and metabolic byproducts, and returning clean, balanced blood to your circulation. Here is the fundamental tension in kidney-healthy eating that most people never fully understand. Your kidneys need antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds from food to reduce the chronic inflammation that drives disease progression. But many of the richest sources of those compounds, bananas, oranges, kiwi, avocado, are also high-potassium foods that challenge a weakened kidney's ability to filter effectively. When the kidneys cannot remove excess potassium efficiently, dangerous levels accumulate in the blood, a condition called hyperkalemia that can cause life-threatening cardiac arrhythmia. The 8 fruits I am covering today represent the solution to that tension. They deliver real kidney-supportive nutrition, antioxidants, vitamins, fiber, and anti-inflammatory compounds, without the potassium burden that makes other fruits risky in kidney disease. Let's get into all 8. Bedtime fruit number 1, tart cherries. The first fruit is the most uniquely suited to nighttime consumption of anything on this list, and the research behind it is compelling enough that it genuinely surprised me when I first encountered it. Tart cherries contain phytomelatonin, a plant-based antioxidant that may contribute to a healthy circadian cycle. Sour tart cherries are specifically classified as a low-potassium food with less than 200 milligrams per 3.5 ounces, and contain only trace amounts of sodium and are low in phosphorus. They can be included in a diet for all stages of kidney disease. Here is why this matters so specifically at night. Your kidneys regulate blood pressure partly through a rhythm tied to your sleep cycle. Blood pressure is supposed to drop during sleep, a pattern called nocturnal dipping. When sleep is disrupted, that drop does not happen properly, and the kidneys absorb hours of sustained higher pressure that slowly causes damage over time. Research published in PMC confirms that melatonin, serotonin, tryptophan, and phytochemicals in tart cherries may improve sleep quality by reducing inflammation and oxidative stress, with evidence that these compounds help regulate both non-REM and REM sleep stages. A pilot study specifically studying older adults with insomnia found that tart cherry juice produced significant reductions in insomnia severity compared to placebo, with effect sizes comparable to or exceeding those of valerian and some melatonin studies. Better sleep means better nocturnal blood pressure control, which means less overnight pressure stress on kidney filtering vessels. That chain of benefit is real and documented. What to do? Half to 1 cup of tart cherries or 4 to 8 ounces of unsweetened tart cherry juice 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Choose sour or Montmorency varieties specifically. Sweet cherries are classified as high potassium and are a completely different consideration. Bedtime fruit number 2, blueberries. The second fruit is one of the most well-researched foods in all of modern nutrition, and it happens to be ideal for kidneys specifically. Blueberries are a good source of fiber, vitamin C, vitamin K, and antioxidants. A half-cup serving has less than 150 milligrams of potassium, making them a low-potassium choice. They are also low in sodium and phosphorus, making them suitable for a kidney-friendly diet. They are safe to eat for all stages of kidney disease and all dialysis types. The specific compounds that make blueberries valuable for kidneys are their anthocyanins, the same anti-inflammatory polyphenols found in tart cherries, but in different proportions and with slightly different mechanisms. Research published in PMC found that consumption of 3 servings per week of blueberries or strawberries has been associated with meaningful reductions in cardiovascular disease risk through anthocyanin mechanisms directly relevant to kidney health. Because cardiovascular disease and kidney disease share the same inflammatory pathway and frequently progress together. For adults over 60 managing both conditions, protecting kidney health and protecting heart health from the same dietary addition without adding potassium burden is exactly the kind of efficiency a kidney-friendly diet is looking for. What to do? A half cup of blueberries is the perfect bedtime portion, enough to deliver real anthocyanin benefit without adding a significant potassium load. Fresh, frozen, and freeze-dried all preserve their antioxidant content effectively. Bedtime fruit number 3, strawberries. The third fruit is one of the sweetest natural options on this entire list, and one of the most kidney-compatible. Strawberries are a good source of vitamin C, manganese, folate, and antioxidants. They are very low in calories, just 28 calories per half cup, and they are a low-potassium food containing only 130 milligrams per half cup, one of the lowest figures of any fruit, making strawberries one of the safest choices even for people with more advanced kidney disease on strict potassium limits. They are a good choice for all stages of chronic kidney disease, including hemodialysis and peritoneal dialysis. A clinical study published in PMC found that dietary strawberry supplementation produced significant increases in plasma antioxidant capacity and glutathione levels compared to control groups, markers of reduced oxidative stress that directly relate to kidney health, since oxidative stress is one of the primary drivers of chronic kidney disease progression. At night specifically, strawberries also deliver natural melatonin precursors and tryptophan, not at the concentrated level of tart cherries, but enough to contribute to a relaxed sleep-supportive effect as part of a light evening snack. What to do? Half a cup of fresh or frozen strawberries as a bedtime option. For an even more satisfying evening snack, pair them with a small amount of unsweetened plain yogurt for a complete kidney-friendly combination. I want to pause here for one moment. Of the 3 fruits covered so far, tart cherries, blueberries, and strawberries, how many of them are currently part of your regular weekly diet? Type the number in the comments right now. 0, 1, 2, or all 3. Because that number tells me exactly where the biggest immediate opportunity is for your kidney health, and it shapes what I cover in future videos. Bedtime fruit number 4, apples. The 4th fruit is the most universally available kidney-friendly fruit, and also the most underestimated. Apples are rich in antioxidants and fiber, and are low in potassium, phosphorus, and sodium, making them an excellent kidney-friendly diet choice. Eating the peel gives you 2 to 6 times the antioxidant power of eating the flesh alone. Apples are a good source of vitamin C and may help control blood sugar when chosen over fruit juices. They are safe to eat for all kidney conditions and treatments. For adults over 60, managing both kidney disease and blood sugar, an extremely common combination, the blood sugar stabilizing effect of a whole apple at bedtime has genuine practical value. The fiber in the apple slows glucose absorption, reducing the overnight blood sugar fluctuation that can complicate kidney function. There is also a specific kidney stone connection worth knowing about. Apples contain malic acid, a compound related to citrate metabolism, contributing to an alkaline urine environment that is generally more protective against stone formation than acidic urine. What to do? 1 medium apple with the peel on, eaten slowly as part of your evening routine. The peel is where most of the antioxidant and fiber benefit lives. Peeling it removes the majority of what makes it valuable. Pair it with Ceylon cinnamon if you enjoy it. It adds blood sugar stabilization benefits that stack effectively with the apple's own fiber effect. Bedtime fruit number 5, grapes. The fifth fruit surprises people most because it is not something most seniors immediately associate with kidney protection. Grapes are specifically classified as a low-potassium fruit, grouped alongside apples, blueberries, cranberries, pears, pineapple, raspberries, and strawberries as lower potassium options compared to high-potassium fruits like bananas, melons, oranges, and kiwi. The compound that makes grapes particularly notable for kidney health is resveratrol, a polyphenol concentrated in the skin of red and purple grapes, alongside flavonoids that give grapes their deep coloring. The red pigmentation in grapes comes from flavonoids, which may help reduce the risk of blood clots, a relevant benefit for kidney patients who are at higher cardiovascular risk. Grapes can even be frozen and eaten as a thirst-quenching measure for patients on fluid restriction. That practical point is specifically important. Many kidney disease patients are on fluid restrictions, and finding a satisfying, cool, hydrating snack option that does not add significant fluid volume can be genuinely difficult. Frozen grapes solve that problem elegantly. They take longer to eat, feel cooling and satisfying, and deliver real antioxidant benefits. What to do? A small handful of red or purple grapes, roughly half a cup, as a bedtime snack. If you are on fluid restriction, freeze them first and eat them slowly. Red and purple varieties consistently deliver more resveratrol and anthocyanin benefit than green grapes. Bedtime fruit number 6, raspberries. The sixth fruit might be the highest fiber option on this entire list for its serving size. And fiber turns out to matter more for kidney health than most people realize. Raspberries are specifically listed as a low-potassium fruit choice for CKD patients, alongside blueberries, strawberries, and grapes. Half a cup of raspberries contains roughly 4 grams of fiber, double what you would get from most other fruits in the same serving size. That fiber content matters for kidney health through 2 distinct pathways. First, fiber feeds beneficial gut bacteria, which in turn produce short-chain fatty acids that reduce systemic inflammation, the same chronic inflammation that drives kidney disease progression. A healthier gut microbiome is increasingly recognized in kidney research as being directly connected to slower CKD progression. Second, fiber slows the absorption of all nutrients consumed alongside it, including phosphorus from other foods in your evening meal. Since phosphorus management is one of the core challenges in a kidney disease diet, a fiber-rich fruit eaten alongside or shortly after dinner creates a mild but meaningful protective effect on post-meal phosphorus absorption. What to do? Half a cup of fresh or frozen raspberries as a bedtime snack. Frozen raspberries are often more affordable and just as nutritionally complete as fresh. Mix them with a small portion of tart cherries for a bedtime berry combination that stacks multiple kidney supportive benefits together. Bedtime fruit number 7, pineapple. The seventh fruit surprises people most often because it is acidic, tropical, and does not fit the typical image of a kidney protective food. Clinical nutritional guidance for kidney disease patients specifically includes pineapple as a recommended low-potassium fruit. It is classified as a low-potassium choice, making it one of the safer tropical fruit options, for people who need to manage their potassium intake carefully. What makes pineapple particularly interesting for kidney health is bromelain, a natural enzyme found in fresh pineapple that has documented anti-inflammatory properties. Bromelain has been studied for its potential to reduce inflammatory markers, and since kidney disease progression is driven heavily by chronic inflammation, any natural anti-inflammatory that fits within a kidney-friendly nutritional profile is genuinely worth knowing about. There is also a practical sleep connection. Fresh pineapple contains tryptophan, the same amino acid precursor to serotonin and melatonin that contributes to a more relaxed state when consumed in the evening. It is not a sedative effect, but it contributes to a more natural winding down pattern when eaten as part of an evening routine. What to do? Half a cup of fresh pineapple cut into chunks or spears as a light evening snack. Fresh pineapple retains significantly more bromelain than canned, which is typically heat processed in a way that destroys most of the enzyme content. Choose fresh whenever possible for the anti-inflammatory benefit. Bedtime fruit number 8, the one with a catch. This is the one I told you to stay for, and the catch is real. Cranberries have been associated with kidney and urinary tract health for decades, and there is genuine research behind that connection. But there are two very specific things most videos about cranberries and kidneys get wrong, and I want to give you an accurate, complete picture of both. Cranberry products may decrease the overall risk of recurrent urinary tract infections in women who have had previous UTIs, with the mechanism thought to involve proanthocyanins in cranberries that prevent bacteria from adhering to the bladder wall. However, cranberry products do not treat existing urinary tract infections or kidney infections. Cranberries are a preventive consideration, not a treatment. If you have an active infection, see a doctor. Now here is the catch specific to kidney health that most videos completely miss. Raw cranberries are extremely tart and are rarely eaten plain. Cranberry products marketed for health, juice cocktails, sweetened dried cranberries, flavored cranberry supplements, very frequently contain extremely high amounts of added sugar. And added sugar is directly linked to increased risk of kidney disease progression. A cranberry juice cocktail marketed as being good for your kidneys can simultaneously contain enough sugar to actively work against them. The benefit lives in the unsweetened whole cranberry form, not in the sweetened products that most people actually purchase. What to do? Choose unsweetened 100% cranberry juice, unsweetened dried cranberries in small portions, or raw or frozen whole cranberries. Avoid cranberry juice cocktails and sweetened cranberry supplements. And one additional caution. There is conflicting evidence about whether cranberry interacts with the anticoagulant warfarin. If you take a blood thinner, mention cranberry use to your pharmacist before making it a daily habit. The bedtime kidney bowl. Now that you know all 8 fruits, here is a simple combination you can make tonight. Take a small bowl and combine half a cup of tart cherries, a handful of blueberries, and 3 to 4 fresh strawberries. That single bowl delivers phytomelatonin for sleep and nocturnal blood pressure support, anthocyanins for anti-inflammatory kidney protection, vitamin C for immune and tissue health, fiber for gut microbiome support and phosphorus moderation, and low enough potassium to be suitable at all stages of kidney disease. No supplements, no prescriptions, no complicated preparation. Just 3 kidney-verified fruits in a bowl, eaten 30 to 60 minutes before bed. If you want to add a liquid component, a small glass of unsweetened tart cherry juice alongside this combination is the closest thing to a genuinely research-backed kidney bedtime routine available from whole food sources. When to call your doctor. Every fruit on this list is classified as kidney-friendly in general terms. But general terms are not individual terms. If you are at an advanced stage of chronic kidney disease, stage 4 or 5, your potassium and phosphorus limits may be strict enough that even low-potassium fruits need to be counted carefully within a specific daily budget. Your kidney dietitian is the right person to tell you exactly how much of any of these 8 fruits fits your individual dietary prescription. In the early stages of kidney disease, there is usually no need to limit potassium unless blood levels are high. But in later stages, a doctor or kidney dietitian may recommend stricter limits. If you have not had a kidney function test recently and you are over 60, that is worth requesting at your next appointment. A basic metabolic panel includes creatinine, eGFR, and electrolytes, including potassium, the numbers that together give a clear starting picture of where your kidneys currently stand. You cannot make informed dietary choices for your kidneys without knowing those numbers. Let me tell you about a patient whose case changed how I approach this topic. A senior came to see me several years ago, 72 years old, managing stage 2 chronic kidney disease with a secondary concern of poor sleep and frequent urinary tract infections. When we reviewed their diet together, they had cut out almost all fruit out of a reasonable but over-applied fear that fruit meant potassium and potassium meant risk. What they had actually done was eliminate the primary source of antioxidants, anti-inflammatory compounds, and sleep-supportive nutrients from their entire evening routine. We rebuilt their evening fruit intake together, guided by kidney-verified fruit research. Tart cherries before bed for sleep and overnight blood pressure support. Blueberries and strawberries for antioxidant coverage. Unsweetened whole cranberries 3 times per week for UTI prevention support. Within 6 weeks, sleep had improved measurably. The urinary tract infections that had been occurring almost monthly had not recurred in 2 months. And at the quarterly kidney function check, markers had remained stable, the realistic near-term goal at stage 2. At the next visit, they told me that the biggest surprise was how satisfying the bedtime fruit routine had become. It felt like something being added to their health rather than another thing being restricted. And that shift in mindset made it far easier to maintain than any purely restrictive dietary change they had tried before. Everything in this video is educational information based on published research and kidney health guidance, not personalized medical advice. No dietary change should replace your kidney dietitian's individualized recommendations. If you have advanced chronic kidney disease, are on dialysis, take blood thinners, or have been given specific dietary restrictions by your healthcare provider, always confirm any new food addition with your care team before making it a regular habit. Your action plan: what to do tonight. 1. Tart cherries. Half to 1 cup of sour or Montmorency variety, or unsweetened tart cherry juice 30 to 60 minutes before bed. 2. Blueberries. Half a cup, fresh or frozen, as a bedtime snack. 3. Strawberries. Half a cup containing 130 milligrams of potassium. Safe for all CKD stages. 4. Apple. 1 medium apple with the peel on for fiber, blood sugar stabilization, and antioxidants. 5. Grapes. A small handful of red or purple varieties, or freeze them if you are on fluid restriction. 6. Raspberries. Half a cup, the highest fiber fruit on this list for gut microbiome and anti-inflammatory benefit. 7. Pineapple. Half a cup of fresh pineapple only, not canned, for bromelain's anti-inflammatory benefits. 8. Cranberries. Unsweetened only, for UTI prevention support. Check with your pharmacist if you take warfarin. Build your simple bedtime bowl, starting with fruits 1, 2, and 3 tonight. Introduce the others one at a time over the following week, so you can notice how your body responds. 3 things in the comments before you leave. Which 3 fruits you are starting with tonight? Type the names. Whether you have had a kidney function test, eGFR and creatinine in the last 12 months, type tested or not tested. And type kidney bowl if you are committing to building the bedtime kidney bowl starting tonight. Share this video with every senior you know who has been told to restrict their diet without being told what they can actively add to support their kidneys while they sleep. Because restriction without addition is an incomplete picture, and your kidneys deserve the complete one. I am Dr. James Carter, Your kidneys are working for you every single night. Starting tonight, work for them. I will see you in the next video.